That's what, you know, first stream, you know, that's what's gonna happen, you know? We always got technical difficulties. Alright, let's see. Hold on 1 second. Hello? You're my go-to to know if we're good or not. I think we're good now. Yeah, you guys can hear me. I can see that. I can see it now. That's good. Cool, cool. All right, let me make sure you guys can see that. All right. So yeah, guys, if you want to come watch me, I'm live on YouTube, which I never really go live on YouTube. I'll be completely honest with you, but I figured, you know, why not give it a try, right? And so yeah, let's just do it. We're gonna start watching this, and if you guys join, cool. That's fantastic. All right. Nexpo always knows how to get the intros going. That's for sure.
For the past 3 years, I've been waiting to show you something truly special.
Oh, dude, you're welcome, man.
An analog horror series.
You know, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to recommend
everything in me
YouTube
believe
essays
is
that are
one
good.
of the most underrated, most haunting, most unsettling that I have ever seen. It invoked this primal fear within me, especially considering that I watched it late at night, lights off, completely alone.
What has bro got cooking? That's the real question. Sounds like my stomach when I'm hungry. Oh, so you've already seen the video?
Allow me to introduce
I
you
have
to
not
Oakburn
yet,
Opus,
but I love
an
Nexpo.
analog horror series crafted by a creator named Red Diamond. Within it, we peer in on a town that, on a random night in 1997, had vanished from the face of the earth. 1,043 people went missing without a trace. And throughout these videos, we take on the role of a detective ensnared in this case. But as they dig, they begin to realize that not only are the answers here elusive, but something in Oakburn is very off. Now, Oakburn Opus is meant to be a trilogy. However, as of writing, only 2 parts have been released. While the case, however, Red Diamond does have 2 other uploads, The Circles and The Starving Five, that appear to serve as prequels, fleshing out the world being built here. And
It's
so,
crazy
before we
Nexpo
get to the
commented
Oakburn
on
incident,
one of my posts.
we're gonna back it up a bit,
That still blows
because
my
there's a
mind.
hell of a tale to tell here.
Doesn't feel
Grab
real,
that snack
to be
and
honest.
cozy up, because you and I have a long ride ahead of us.
Grab your snacks. And you know, it's
This,
funny.
my
All these
friends,
YouTubers
is
started
the vanishing.
saying, grab your snacks and, you know, prepare to have a sit. It's like they know that everyone's going to go eat food and then watch their video. I just think that's really funny. I feel like it really started back with Corey Kenshin. Like he always was like, "Oh, grab your snacks for spooky, scary Sunday," and then now everyone does it. Bro said buy a Rolex. I know he did. He said buy a Rolex because for dating or for professional, like people will look at you and be like, "Oh wow, you know, you're of status basically." But yeah, it was a really weird comment. I can't believe he commented that.
Of Oakburn. Alright guys, before we continue, I gotta tell you about tonight's video sponsor, Incogni.
Time for
So
promo.
right after Christmas, data from Volkswagen users was leaked in one of the biggest data breaches they have ever had. Bad actors were able to gain access to names, addresses, birthdays, even detailed data of their movement, essentially giving them a complete profile of people's daily lives. To me, the idea of someone tracking me like this is terrifying, which is, again, why I'm an avid user of Incogni. Incogni is a service that safeguards
NordVPN
your
this
info
time, I
through a
guess.
dedicated hands-on team that scours the net for any traces
No,
of your data online. Whenever it's found,
No.
and it will be, Incogni gets after it, submitting legal demands to reinstate your privacy. My favorite part about
I'm
Incogni.
gonna skip that. No ads. We're not dealing with ads. No ads today. So Instagram, guys, if you just so you guys know, I am live
Ethan Astor is a famous
on
photographer
YouTube
from
watching a
Etobicoke,
video
Alaska.
essay
On
with
December
you
5th,
guys.
1986,
So, go watch
his
me
wife,
on YouTube.
Martha Astor,
That's where
reported
I'm
that
at.
her husband was showing a strange obsession with circles. He would constantly draw the shapes on the walls of their basement. He would also refuse to eat, sleep, or talk to Martha. But Ethan wasn't the only one dealing with such an obsession. Many citizens from Etobicoke started to show the same obsession with circles around the same time. The government issued an emergency evacuation for Etobicoke a day before this strange incident. All of Etobicoke's citizens evacuated, except for the obsessed ones. Martha returned to Etobicoke days later, only to find out that her husband, along with the dozens of other people who decided to stay, was gone.
was gone. I feel like that's
Our
wrong.
video begins
Wrong
on
grammar.
December 5th, 1986, in a secluded mountain town called Etobicoke, Alaska. A man named Ethan Astor reveals himself as the video's creator and leaves behind a message.
Astor from Dexter.
Welcome to Etobicoke, the town where I live. What you're about to see is my town's haunting. We're not haunted by ghosts or monsters, but by simple shapes.
You ever
The circles.
be scared of circles?
They come every once in a while, and when they do, we evacuate the town.
Bro, the circles.
The people who decide to stay are never seen again.
Wait till they find out
They
that
will
squares
come in 5
exist.
days. I'll stay here.
You ever been obsessed with circles? No, I can't say that I have, but sounds thrilling, you know? Sounds very scary. Dude, Astor bought a house from Dexter. That's how long it's been. For real, what are they gonna do when they see a triangle? For real though, I mean, you know, if they're
The
obsessed
video
over
jumps forward
circles.
to the day of the haunting. We're shown the isolated exterior of the Astor home before we're greeted with an ominous letter. Ethan, this is going too far.
Ethan.
I no longer
You're
feel
from Resident
comfortable
Evil.
around you. You haven't spoken to me or left the basement for days now. By the time you read this, I'll be far away. Please seek help. Martha. Thinking back to the video's description, the town, as it stands right now, is solely inhabited by those obsessed with circles. This fixation seems to manifest in a lack of sleep, of appetite and thirst, and effectively turns all of those afflicted into shells of their former selves.
Bro, so if you
Ethan,
don't eat
a once
or
famous
drink,
photographer,
you're gonna
is now
start wanting to,
completely
like, look at
alien to
circles
his
or
wife.
something. I don't know.
But how and why is he acting like this?
Why?
Following this, we're shown various angles of the Astor home, to which we gain insight into the extent of Ethan's obsession. Their home is pristine, a far cry from what you'd expect given his condition. But as we observe their bedroom, the cracks in the facade begin to show.
He's so good at setting.
We head
like,
down a hallway
the setting,
and into the basement.
you know.
A circle is painted on the cellar door.
Oh man, not a circle.
And upon entering,
Slenderman.
we find Ethan with his drawings scrawled
So it's not
across
Slenderman.
the
It's
wall.
literally just Ethan. I knew an
We
Ethan once.
approach nightfall. Channel 5 signs off for the night.
Channel 5
And
News.
just in time, because
It's The Ring. The Ring is such a good movie, though. The classic. Not the remake. I never watched the remake. Oh, man. This is wild.
that night, an unnatural circular cloud forms over the town. And inside,
Inside
Ethan
was
is waiting.
more circles. Inside was Circles by Post Malone. Dude, FBI, open up. For real. What do the circles mean? What do they mean, though? For real. Are their circles just a metaphor? The circles mean you have to buy a Rolex. That's what they mean. Opening your...
the cellar door keeping Ethan locked inside is broken open after an unknowable alien amalgamation of flesh and light completes some sort of ritual.
Amalgamation.
And from what it seems, something has changed.
Opening your...
The walls warp and crumble. The fabric of what we understand as reality is now littered with circles.
Yeah, it seems like the
everywhere we turn.
comments are more delayed than on Twitch, to be honest. That's a good song, though. That's a bop. That's a certified bop, as they say. Oh, man. I just got, like, goosebumps from that sound. Bro, you're scared? I hear it in my, like... I have headphones on, so it's like it's even more intense.
The people who decide to stay are never seen again. Some say they join the circles. And now, I'm one of them.
Bro, what is happening? What is this? You know that song from Lost? Lost was good. I need to rewatch Lost, to be honest. Today we're watching Nexpo, Oakburn, and the Misery of 1997. Instagram. I think think I saw one of you guys ask that question. So that's what we're watching today. So come watch it on YouTube.
Is a story by Junji Ito in which we explore a world afflicted by spirals. In the first chapter of the first volume, the tale narrows its focus to a man named Mr. Saito, someone who randomly noticed the shape out of place in an alleyway. As the story carries on, he grows an unhealthy obsession with the spirals. He begins to collect hundreds of them. He compulsively stirs his food. His eyes begin to
Nexpo
twist.
is the best, for sure, though.
And at the end, completely out of nowhere, he creates a spiral of his own. Contorted and mangled.
Oh my god.
It's of himself. Dead in
Bro,
his tongue.
what is this video essay? This is insane, though.
The parallels between the circles
I'm
and
actually,
chapter 1 of Uzumaki are clear. And much like
terrified.
the latter, the affliction terrorizing this town is never explained. It's a horror that simply exists, something that the residents accept as normal. It has no structure, no form, and the only way anyone's able to conceptualize what it is they're experiencing is by chalking it up to a haunting. According to Martha Astor, her husband Ethan was never seen again. He became one with them, contorting his body into a circular,
I don't think you want to become a
flesh.
circle. Because
Yet
you
the most
become like a
horrifying
mass of
aspect
flesh.
it
I think that
is
sounds...
that regardless of his
that does not
predicament,
sound good.
he's happy,
I do not recommend.
content with the fact that he will forever exist under a veil of ignorant bliss. Itazovik, as they see it, is haunted by circles, and people are going missing every single time they appear.
Bro, this is so wild. Yeah, but guys, I'm watching Nexpo. I know people keep asking me, but come on over to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube. You've seen this video before? I think it didn't come out that long ago. A month ago. Wow.
Your quest for truth has granted you a void in your stomach, and now I shall punish you for it. The Starving Five begins by displaying multiple illustrations. In the first, we can observe an isolated landscape with the eyes peering down upon it. In the second, the corpse of a deer. And in the third, we
I
bear
can't
witness
hear the
to a
word
horned,
corpse and then
three-headed
not think
creature.
of like a corpse husband.
Interestingly, upon
My brain
enabling
is,
the
like,
captions
broken
here,
now.
we can observe a hidden message. An exiled spirit, rejected from the domains of the afterlife,
Domain
damned with
expansion.
an endless hunger, a mouth that can't eat, and a throat that can't swallow. It takes shame on its grotesque form, using every aspect of its unnatural physicality to lure and capture prey. Its objective: to bring upon the decay of man's flesh and ego. Now, hang on.
I really appreciate your Instagram content. Hey, you know, I
This
try.
creature
You know,
is
I want to make
surrounded
sure you
by
guys have
shape,
good content to watch. You know?
circles, which leaves me to wonder, are they the only threat afflicting Itazovic, or are they somewhat of a precursor to something much darker?
You know, my plan pretty much is to watch these videos with you guys and then, you know, recommend them. Oh, I think I see someone tagged me up there.
Our video begins on December 21st, 11 days after the assimilation of Ethan Astor. We're shown a cabin in the remote wilderness, and it seems lifeless. No power, no fire. No one is home.
W plan? I'm trying, you know. And if we like the videos, then I'll recommend them. If not, then we got to watch something hopefully decent, you know? Bro, December 21st is my birthday, bro.
We are starving. The engine is dead.
Well, happy
A flimsy wooden
belated
shelter
birthday.
keeps us away from the snow.
How much did my haircut cost? My haircuts normally cost about 20 to 30. So, you know, inflation, you know. They used to cost maybe about like $15.
Your skin hardens.
But you know, 2025.
His,
you know,
but
you know how
nothing
it
is
is.
seen. We are starving.
Bro, this is a good video though. This really is. This is just disturbing though. Oh man. I love this. I mean, so much of his videos are just like the ambiance, the setting, the music. He sets the
Your
tone
quest for
so
truth
well.
has granted you a void in your stomach, and now I shall punish you for it. This cabin isn't empty. There are weapons for self-defense.
Can I say
books,
something?
and
Cabin. I
belongings.
keep thinking of Cabin in the Woods. And people proclaim that like to be some like awesome movie, right? I don't know why. It's always recommended. On like you look up horror and Cabin in the Woods always comes up. And it's just, to me, I remember watching that. I think I watched it in the theater. And it's not good. It's just not a good movie. You know? I don't know. I don't know why people like it so much, but it wasn't good. By the way, Instagram, we're going to take this second because we're paused. I'm live on YouTube. You know? Come watch me on YouTube. You know, we're watching a video essay right now, actually. You can find the link in my bio. That's my little plug. I'll probably keep plugging this to get more people. But anyways, my first live, guys. Come on, come watch me. Have I ever seen the movie The Conjuring? Conjuring is very good. Conjuring is very good. I love horror movies. I love being scared. They don't even scare me anymore. I think I'm numb. I think I'm numb to, like, horror.
A vehicle completely snowed over and dead. The starving five are locked in this cabin with no food, no water, and no warmth.
Obviously,
and staring
they
them down,
should have
taunting
went out
them
and
day after day
killed some
are the skeletal remains of a
pigs,
creature
like it's
that
Minecraft.
once could have been food. I find it interesting that this takes place on December 21st, as,
December
in my
21st.
opinion, ample time had passed since the incident with Ethan. Perhaps this group was driving back to Itazavek to see what remained of their home. Perhaps these five all have a loved one who stayed. These people are on a quest for truth, yet something out there has stricken them, damning them to this frozen confinement. Gary heard his lover's call. Natasha followed him blindly. Alex dreams unquietly. I watched the rumbling snow attentively.
Attack on Titan reference. The rumbling. Aaron Yeager is gonna appear. I've always gotten very scared of horror movies, which I really don't like, but the way horror movies are made is very satisfying to me. You know what? I can agree with that. I really do agree with that, because there is an artistic... I don't know, it's just artful. I mean, I watched The Substance last year. That was very good. There was another movie I watched with the guy who plays Xavier, Professor X. Can't think of his name. Anyways, that was very good too. But I digress, you know. Let's not take away too much of the video.
We are not starving alone.
But The Substance was very good, but you have to be like ready for gore, and some people don't like gore. If you don't like gore, you probably should stay away from it.
The storm picks up as the sounds of inhuman creatures echo throughout the night. And inside, someone is waiting.
Wow. I'm scared. Sweet setup. Thank you. I appreciate it. It could be better. I need something on this wall. This wall. I don't even know which wall I'm looking at. That sounds like my stomach when I'm hungry. I already made that joke, but, you know. Man, this is good. Ooh.
Now fully awake, this person gets up and peers out into the main cabin before realizing that the front door is wide open. The anxious dreamer wanders unconsciously. Will you follow him?
Yeah, you don't want to watch The Substance. There's definitely better movies that don't have gore, but I love The Substance because it was very good. It was just very artistic, and the story was very good. But last year was a really good year for movie. Long
The
Legs
video
was
cuts
good.
out before placing us
But it
in
wasn't
front of a
for everybody.
telephone
Some people
4
don't like,
days prior.
Long Legs. But Nicolas Cage did really good in Long Legs, that's for sure.
Do you believe she's still there, alive?
Alex,
It's been a month.
she's dead. This city is hostile. All it takes is one detour, a miscalculated step, and you're gone. But Gary still has, albeit naive and delusional, hope that we can still find her. And who would dare to take that away from him? This is the least we can do.
A lot of December birthdays in the
Then you look
chat.
for nothing and find nothing, and somehow that's supposed to numb the pain.
I'm a January
Perhaps
birthday person.
people disappear
so-
and are forgotten year after year, and everyone turns away because they fear the truth. Perhaps the mere attempt, even if redundant, to find the truth can take us away from this melancholy. Tomorrow we'll leave in the morning. Natasha will give us a ride.
Oh, John Wick is really good.
As we expected, it seems like the residents of
And obviously,
Etozovic
Keanu
aren't even
Reeves
trying to fight back
is
or
awesome.
understand the phenomenon plaguing their home. They're living in complete ignorance, blind to the reality unfolding right in front of them. Perhaps those who changed, who became obsessed with the circles, weren't going crazy after all. Maybe they were digging, trying to figure out what the hell was happening. I mean, if your town suddenly became a target of an inexplicable threat that nobody else was taking seriously, it's a safe bet that you'd go crazy too. After cutting back to present day, we've left the comfort of our cabin. Something beckons for us to follow. And so we do.
This reminds me of like those point and click games from the 90s. Bruh. There's something spooky about seeing an eye up close. I
We
don't know what
spot
it is.
something in the distance, just barely out of view. And what greets us? The frozen, distorted corpse of Gary.
Yeah, Nexpo really made this look like a point and click game, which is really cool, you know? This is a lot of work. He really puts a lot of work into his videos. But I'm spooked. I really am. Unquietly? Ugh. Nice ceiling, bro. Thanks, bro. Keeps me safe. No, Nexpo really is. He he really, I mean, obviously, look at all this editing that he did. I can only imagine how long this took to actually create. And then to put the music together and do the voiceovers. Like, no wonder it takes so long for the videos to come out, honestly. This is giving long legs now. Like the intro.
As Dmitri stared into the night sky, something somehow had taken over his mind, pulling him out of reality and into a tomb similar to, but just slightly different from, where he came from. No longer was he outside. He became confined in the cabin with the physical manifestation of the creature we saw at the very beginning of this video. As it beckons for us to starve together, various missing flyers flash before our eyes. Dmitri Olov, Gary Astor, Natasha, and Alex Lebedev.
Natasha doesn't have a last name, I guess.
There were only ever 4 people in the cabin that night, and that's because the 5th is right in front of us.
So I'm streaming from Streamlabs, but this is my first time streaming on YouTube. I normally stream on Twitch.
Ryan from the future here. So, quick thing. So the end of this video contains copyrighted music, and conveniently also harbors a lot of key points that sets the foundation for what's to come. I was originally planning on just showing it to you, but because of the music, I'm just gonna have to walk you through it. So, following this scene, we jump forward to December 22nd, the very next morning. We're shown the interior of the cabin before a shadow passes across the screen. We then cut to a shot of Dimitri's eyes, in which we can observe that
so normally I do stream to Twitch,
but completely gone.
But there's a lot of copyright issues. Like if you try to watch videos,
everything he has ever known, and is now confined with the physical manifestation of decay and rot,
don't let you do it as often.
Forever.
Or I could get into copyright issues, especially I want to use these
and nothing
for
changes. Dimitri
videos to be edited,
right? For food,
I would love to get
anything
known
to
for
save
just
him
this.
from this torment.
But
yet nothing
if I stream to Twitch,
comes.
I could get into like copyright issues.
And in the end, he has become one with
I'm
the
streaming to
starving
YouTube
5.
instead. But there is a little bit of delay because of that.
So itself.
But I'm in the United States.
Establishes that whatever victims find themselves wandering, pursuing the truth of those afflicted by the Atazovic incident are perhaps doomed to suffer a fate much worse. Nothing about your existence is worth anything anymore. You simply exist in a void where nobody can hear you, nobody can see you, nobody is coming to help. You know, at least Ethan got the liberty of suffering in a blissful ignorance. A euphoric existence of flesh comprising something that man cannot even understand. Yet here...
You're from Holland.
I wouldn't wish this on
Say hi to Tom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. That was a bad joke. I would love to visit Holland, though, someday. See, this is so cool. This is awesome editing. Now, where'd he go? Where's he going? Is there another sponsor? Is this another ad? I feel like we're watching like an infomercial from like the 90s right now. But I mean, I guess that's on, that's on theme, right? Nexpo. Let's see. We're not even. We're about halfway through right now, guys. I don't know about that.
And so, Act 1 is
I always like to
now
read the comments.
under our
Comments are
belt.
always so wild.
A tale from 1986 outlining an
man.
eerie phenomenon awakened, damning people into an agonizing,
This
eternal
is just how. This is just the
existence.
premise of Doom. This is like
It
how
goes
Doom
without
starts.
saying that there are incomprehensible horrors
Holland
lurking
ain't
around
that
the
cool.
Tozovic. However,
Maybe
we haven't even
Amsterdam
seen the cruelest one
Or
yet.
Amersfoort, but all the small
Something
places are boring.
else is out there, lying in
Oh.
wait.
Well, I mean,
And
going to the
I have
supermarket
reason to
can be
believe
fun, though.
that everything up to this point was
I
nothing
did. I
but a
missed your
precursor
comment. If you can
for
comment it
what's
again,
yet
I'll
to
see
come.
it. Instagram is just harder to see. You should come watch me on YouTube. Come
Refill
talk
your
to me on
drink
YouTube.
and grab another pack of Oreos, because you and I are far from done here. And so we continue. Back down the abyss we go.
Chapter 3. I feel like we're moving right through this. Hello, sir. Just want to know what time
Oakburn
it is.
Opus
It
1
is
begins
8:01
at,
p.m.
well, Lake Oakburn. We're informed that in 1997, the population of Old Oakburn
What is
had vanished
up?
overnight. And in 2024, classified information from the Oakburn case was leaked by anonymous sources.
I'm good, guys.
A new
How are you
light
doing?
is shed on the case, which branches into countless theories, hypotheses, and discussions. The following images are based on the manuscript's findings belonging to an anonymous inhabitant and a restored cassette tape depicting the phenomena.
Phenomena is such a funny word to me. Phenomena. Especially when they're
What follows from
Nexpo.
here are
Nexpo
sets of
videos,
evidence
you
pertaining
just,
to the Oakburn case.
it's a good
We
way to
begin by
kill like
honing in
30 to 40
on a
minutes.
suspect,
Or longer.
someone called Oakburn's flutist, and at first glance, this person appears oddly menacing. It's a horned, humanoid figure that we can hardly discern in the distance.
Oh, okay.
We're then
Well, thanks for
given some
tuning in. I
backstory,
appreciate it.
Straight from the
Make sure to
Oakburn
subscribe
residents
so
themselves.
you can tune into these more.
On a cold morning,
I will
the
be posting
outsider
more
stumbled
YouTube
upon
videos
our
more
gates
often.
and quickly became a welcomed guest through the sweet and captivating melody of his flute. My people brought him into our village, a secluded place west of the Tozovic Mountains. We provided the flutist food, water, and shelter, and in return, the man continued to enchant our people with the tunes of the winds. Following this, the video transitions to a written testimony by, presumably, the other residents of Oakburn.
Thank
The
you.
children adored him,
Have a good night.
soothed by the melodic blows. Men and women respected him, and for the great entertainment and happiness provided by the flute. To the more humble folk, the flutist was a gateway form of art. As we're shown various illustrations of the flutist playing their music, we can observe a strange circular symbol emanating from him.
The circles.
And given the fact
coming
that
back.
it lands upon the heads of those listening, it seems to depict, almost, like these people are being sent into an inexplicable trance. Someone interrupts.
Dude, every time he plays this
He hid
sound,
them under the veil
like it
of
makes
reality.
my hair
Impossible
stands
to
up.
breathe beyond existence. Keep looking.
Ugh.
Do not follow
Man.
the melody.
What is that melody? This sounds like the
He
beginning of
adapted to our
Yu-Gi-Oh,
customs,
like the Yu-Gi-Oh
ate
theme.
and drank from our kitchen, hummed our chants, and honored our altars without ever voicing a single thought. The flutist used the wind as his words and melodies as his speech.
I'm streaming on YouTube.
Within the wind, it hid fangs. Within the wind, it breached our spirit. Within the wind, the flute burned the veil.
Certain words are like, you know, whenever I hear them, I'm just like, I always like go by default. Like if I hear the word Holland, I think of Tom Holland. If I hear the veil, then I'm gonna go with Pierce the Veil. I don't even listen to Pierce the Veil. But
I find it interesting that Martha Astor,
they trigger
the same Martha
thoughts,
Astor whose husband became obsessed with circles over 16 years prior, is now
what is
playing
that
a
melody?
hand in
That's what I like
investigating
to
the
say.
strange phenomenon in this neighboring town. Thinking back to the description of the Starving Five, we can recall that it read, "Your quest for truth has granted you a void in your stomach, and now I shall punish you for it." Martha, by the very nature of this investigation, is on a quest for answers. And given everything we've seen so far, some arcane force is punishing troves of people across the Atazavik Mountains. This leads me to believe that Martha, by the time this tape is viewed, is bound to have undergone some form of punishment herself. Whether it's the death of both Gary and Ethan, two relatives undoubtedly close to her, or if she's since gone missing as well, remains to be seen. But what does stand out to me are the hidden messages warning of the flutist's true intentions. Like we saw in the Starving Five, there exists a purgatory under the veil of reality, a place in which those afflicted cannot breathe, speak, or see, a place in which you're damned to exist, starving and freezing, for eternity. It almost seems like someone confined there is breaking through, casting out messages to warn us of an impending fate. And so I'm left to wonder, is this Martha? Is Martha the one that leaked this evidence?
Say something.
As it
Say
stands,
something.
the flutist, regardless of how enchanting he seems on the surface, is not
I'm just
a good
watching the
person.
video, guys.
He
You know,
almost seems like a false
come
prophet.
watch me on YouTube. You
And
know,
the people of Oakburn are falling straight into his trap. In the next scene, we move on to evidence 2, an audio recording titled The Magnum Opus.
the
We're
Magnum
told
Opus.
that in 1997, the great flutist of old Oakburn announces the completion of his Magnum Opus. A presentation is set to happen Friday night at Lake Oakburn. Hundreds of men, women, and children gather near the lake in anticipation. And this is what took place.
Doesn't sound like much of a magnum opus, I'll tell you that. Typically, when you think magnum opus, you're like, this is amazing. But this just sounds like demonic. Demonic ritual. Yeah! Oh, yeah.
As the crowd cheers, a monolith adorned with the exact symbol we
Remember
saw
when there was like
upon the
monoliths
heads of
would
the
appear?
townsfolk
Like there's one
glows.
mirrored monoliths. I mean, I can't say monolith apparently. But they appeared a couple years ago, and then they just never, you know, and no one ever talked about them again. You ever just stare at a circle? Ooh, this gives me long legs. This is very long legs.
Something isn't right. We're greeted by diverging paths, and given the instructions that were plastered in our face, we're left to follow.
Ooh, ominous
Follow
flute.
the music.
ominous flute. What if the... I swear I've heard that exact, like, sound before. Maybe, like, I was getting, like, a massage or something. I know, dude, this is so well made. It's kind of crazy. Every single time he has a video come out, it just gets more and more higher quality. Is this me? Or is this him? No. Oh man, he's freaking me out. I don't know if I'm buffering or if it's actually buffering. He's tricking me. I bet he's tricking me. This is scary though. I'm spooked, guys.
And as we get a closer look at the flutist's face, we realize that this person, this thing, isn't anything close to a prophet at all. Everyone in Old Oakburn had opened themselves up to, welcomed and nurtured a demon.
A demon. Oof. I'm spooked. I'm officially spooked.
The morning after, Old Oakburn woke up to silence. 1,043 inhabitants disappeared overnight.
I love how one of the
After
comments
quick
was
and
like,
inconclusive investigations,
this actually happened
little
in
evidence was
Alaska.
found. The existence and whereabouts of the flutist
I don't
remained
know.
an unanswered enigma. That was
Until
2003.
2003.
The search for Old Oakburn's population continues.
I'm scared of that recording. That recording was pretty scary though. Oh, I like this loading. This is cool. This is very retro.
Alright, so in this latest act of the story, we gain access to a leaked evidence tape chronicling the disappearance of an entire mountain town right next to Itazavik called Oakburn.
Yeah,
On a
dude, this
random
is
night
based
in
on true events.
1997,
Dude, the flutist.
all 1,043 of its
is real.
inhabitants had vanished from
Old
the face of the
Oakburn?
earth, with the prime suspect never
that at?
to be found. We're introduced to the Oakburn flutist, an enigmatic presence that had effortlessly won over the hearts of the entire town. The townsfolk were so enamored by his
Where
mystique and
is
musical
Old
prowess
Oakburn?
that they became mesmerized
That's
in a way,
not real.
wrapped up under a spell of adoration without even knowing it. As the video progresses, we're given messages from an unknown source, warning us of the flutist's true intentions, before we realize that Martha Astor, 16 years after her husband's death, is playing a
Oh, it is
hand
real.
in this
It's real.
investigation.
It's in Canada.
Given the clues from both here and the Starving Five hinting at this agonizing spiritual purgatory,
This is real,
I do
bro.
wonder what the current state of Martha
The
actually is.
flutist. Yeah, I'm
Throughout this
stuttering
video,
now because
we bear witness to a monolith adorned with a sigil, a circle with 9 triangles that begins to glow in red.
Come
whenever the
watch me
flutist
on
begins
YouTube.
playing
Come
his
watch
magnum
me.
opus.
I know you
From
guys
what it
are
seems,
talking
the
about edging.
interjections that happen, telling us
So,
to follow the music,
you might as
seems
well
to be
come
a
do that
stylistic
on YouTube
representation
instead.
of what the people of Oakburn witnessed when entranced beneath the spell. But out of everything, what I find most interesting is that right in the middle of all of this, we're shown a random shot of an
Instagram
IPD
chat, bro.
police car.
What is up with Instagram chat?
Why is it abandoned? And why does this tape make it a point to show us that it's here? We know that this evidence was leaked by an unknown source, and so I've gotta ask, Did the Etozovic Police Department know about this before it happened? Is this why the case was closed so rapidly? Again, 1,043 people up and vanished. A monumental case that would undoubtedly have an entire investigative team working on it for years. It makes no sense. Yet
You know,
at the same
Martha
time,
is
makes
like
all the sense in the
Batman's
world.
mom, but it's also
So
Superman's
were they
mom.
involved here? Or is this case truly as
Bro,
unsolved
the questions that I'm getting on
as they claim
Instagram
it
chat.
is?
Oh my, I don't know what is it. Instagram chat. Instagram just brings out the cursed people. Like, there's one question. I'm just gonna ask. I'm just gonna say it. It's saying, do you wipe or do you let it crust? That is literally the question that I'm getting.
He knows well.
But this is gonna be
his
so
wicked
delayed. By the
ways.
time you actually hear me say that, you're gonna be like, wow, like 5 minutes will have passed because it's so delayed. $10 he wipes. I'm dead. I'm done. Oh, you guys. You like my setup? You like my my stuff? The Graham chat.
In Oakburn Opus 2, we jump forward to 2003, peering in on an isolated home 25 miles from Lake Oakburn. We're shown that the home belongs to the Lebedevs, a relative of
well,
Alex
you know,
from the
obviously
Starving
I
Five.
gotta wipe, bro. You know.
At first, things are quiet. However,
Crust or wipe? Oh my
something
god.
breaks the silence.
You know, that's just a question I would never expect as I'm like watching like a horror video essay and someone just got shot twice. Maybe 3 times, let's see. No, just twice. Bro, this is so well made. This Nexpo needs to make a horror movie. Like for real. I love how I answered the question to Instagram chat, and they're like now they're liking the live now. They're so cursed, bro. So El Bomb Bomb,
We jump to
we
police
are watching
photographs from
Nexpo,
December 10th,
Oakburn, and the
2003,
misery
17
of
years to the
1997.
day
Misery
after
not by
Ethan's death.
Maroon 5, but
Here,
by Nexpo.
we witness the Etozovic Police Department investigating the incident.
What is that
in
guy? That's
Lebedev
the Gold
residence.
Bomb Bomb. Is
Yet
that
it's accompanied
what's his name?
with a
He's from
strange
Thousand Year Door.
message.
You can't think of his
The
name.
melody
Good profile
calls in.
picture. I'm proud of you.
The voice
Good one.
under the veil commands.
Am I
the
locked
vessel
in?
answers.
I'm something. I think the caffeine is finally hitting me, but unfortunately, now I have to go pee. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys.
I exist incarcerated in a vessel of the arcane.
Arcane, you know, a lot of people love Arcane. I could not. I've watched like 2 episodes of it, and I don't know. I need to finish it. I do want to ask one more question. Let me guess. It's gonna be just as cursed as that other question. The final goon.
The
Yes.
melody crawls in. The voice under the veil
Instead of the
commands,
final boss,
and
it's
the
the
vessel
final goon.
answers. The person that has taken over this tape in hopes of taunting Martha believes themselves to be not a human, but a vessel, guided and manipulated by a force arcane. Contrary to what was implied in the previous video, it seems like the flutist's curse may not simply lead one to their death. Rather, it seems to warp people, turning them unapologetically wicked.
Oh my god. Instagram, are you guys okay? You can be honest.
December 10th. A call is made
Why
to
is
the
everything in
Etozovic Police
December?
Department from the Lebedev household.
December's not. I don't even listen. If
The
it's
caller
Christmas, if it's not
confessed to
Christmas or
having
the
committed
holidays, and like December's only good because of the holidays. I'll be completely honest. Otherwise, December is kind
Jackson
of
and
a
Oliver
doo-doo month. I'm gonna be
Lebedev were
completely
dead,
honest with you
their
guys.
bodies aligned in the dark room. The Lebedev brothers,
I love how you guys are saying
naturalist
no to me
photographers
asking if
of
you guys are okay
Etozovic,
now.
searched to capture
I'm
the
glad that
empty
you guys are
landscape
telling me though.
of the
I appreciate
mountains.
it.
The criminal was never identified. For the convenience of this investigation, the killer will be addressed by the pseudonym John Doe.
Pseudonym is such a broken English word.
we make it to the third piece of evidence in the Oakburn case involving the Lebedev murders.
Lebedev.
We're told that Martha Astor had performed a direct interrogatory of the killer with the proposed timeline.
Would you rather seen how all your family dies in front of you or not?
2003. John Doe is led by the melody of a wind instrument emanating from Lake Oakburn.
You guys are asking the questions, that's for sure. You're asking some kind of questions. I'm just trying to watch this video essay. You guys are asking me if I wipe or not. This is giving like, it's giving, yeah. It's giving like puppet combo, horror. Would you rather date a 6-year-old or kill her? Jesus Christ. You guys, bro. You guys are not good. You already answered that, so I'm not even gonna ask that question. But thanks for tuning into the live. I appreciate that.
Roaming the dumps of the lake.
Near the lake, John Doe encounters a monolith. On the surface of the smooth rock, a symbol was carved. A circle and 9 triangles.
Dude, what is with these shapes? Circles, triangles. Where's the squares at? Huh? What's next? Rectangle? I'm getting mad.
I witnessed, in clear and inscrutable reason, the flute and the man. They taught me wisdom from the bottom of the lake, from Drown City, of the millions who rest there. He raised me in that instant as a vessel.
Vessel is a good album by 21 Pilots. Just gotta say that.
The emblem etched upon the rock, the beautifully profane assortment of a circle and 9 triangles, suddenly gleams in crimson hue.
Yo, Nova Frog, do you know what his profile picture is? El Bomb Bomb? I think it's like Bobbery or something.
I'll discern the will of expansion.
Like the gold Bomb Bomb from Thousand Year Door. Do you remember what his name is? I do like Metallica, but I like, you know, I like more songs than just Puppet of
After
Combo.
the encounter,
Puppet of Combos.
John wanders the mountain for 5 days, allegedly in a deranged state of mind.
Master of Puppets? Yeah, I think. Right? I don't know.
Oakburn and the incident
Brain
of
rot. My brain is
1997
rotting
was
from
not
the,
the only goal the flutist sought to execute, and wiping
Instagram
1,043 people off the face of the earth was merely the start of it. John, unlike the millions of others confined to this so-called Drowned City, wasn't killed. He was conditioned as a vessel, turned wicked, serving an evil in which he can hardly comprehend.
Wicked. I didn't watch Wicked. Gold Bob. Yes, it's Gold Bob.
We jump forward
It's
5
Gold Bob.
days.
Can
to
you
the
shout
night
my
of the
name?
murder.
No, I can't read your name. I would shout it though if I could read, but I can't read. So.
December 10th, 2003.
Yes, Thousand Year Door.
John
Paper
comes
Mario
across
Thousand Year
a Lebedev
Door is a
residence.
peak video game. It's in my top 10. I'm not even kidding. Bro, I gotta go to the bathroom, man, but I can't. We gotta finish this video. We got. Actually, I might have to go to the bathroom, guys. I'm gonna pause it, okay? Pause it. I'll be right back. I will be right back. I'm sorry. Oh, the caffeine, bro. done. All right, guys, we're back. Let me put Instagram on so they can ask me really bad questions, you know. We're gonna actually share it. You guys can't see me, so I'm sorry. Oh my god. You know, it's funny, when you want something to work, it just doesn't work. All right. Let's finish this video. I'm going to do this every Sunday, guys, so make sure to come watch me on Sundays if you like this. If you don't like it, then well, too bad. Hey guys, live on
It's common for many inhabitants of
Sam,
the
I
remote
can't even
areas
read
and
this.
hidden
I'm sorry,
places
guys.
to forget that their front doors are
I'm
locked.
live on
Many of custom,
YouTube.
often
Come watch me on
conditioned
YouTube.
by the emptiness surrounding it.
Please come watch me on YouTube, or I will come find you. And yeah, guys, come on, come watch me.
Through the window, I beheld
You can
his
click the link in my
likened
bio.
shape. The
We're
spectre
watching this
was
video
found
on
in the
Nexpo.
vaulting
We're gonna
wall.
finish it,
His unfathomable will.
and I'm gonna do this every Sunday. So come watch me.
The name Morpheus in ancient mythology doesn't exist. However, it bears a striking resemblance to Marsyas, a mythological satyr known to have invented the music of the flute. He was known to have played one crafted by the goddess Athena. However,
Athena.
given how his cheeks puffed up when doing so, she cast him and the instrument away in shame.
Interesting.
Later on, and filled with undying pride, Marsyas had challenged the god Apollon to a musical contest, yet, unsurprisingly, had lost. And his punishment? He was tied to a tree and flayed alive before his physical form was banished.
Why were people so like brutal to each other back then, you know? Like in ancient mythology, they're always like, yeah, we like put him upside down and, you know, we just, I don't know, you just played with their bodies. And it's like, bro, like, why, what did they do? I guarantee that, I guarantee it wasn't that deep, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't that deep. You don't have, I mean, like, it's funny, is like what they did to people who were just like, they like stole. They're like, they just did some really awful things. I can't even go into it. I don't even remember exactly. I just remember, I think I erase it from my mind because what they actually do to people as torture back then was just ridiculous. Like, why do that? You know? I don't know. It's just mean. It's literally not necessary, bro. You don't have to go. You didn't have to do that, you know? Just like, you know, I don't know. Just, you don't have, like, chop off a finger or something. Be like, stop doing
things.
That. That'd be enough, right? You don't have to.
As a stream of water.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. Okay, Davy Jones.
It goes without saying that the parallels
Walk
here
the plank,
are abundant.
guys. Just walk the plank.
Morpheus is Oakburn's interpretation of Marsyas, a much, much more sinister Marsyas, haunting the wilderness with nothing but the hypnotic tune of his flute, leading thousands to their deaths, and entrancing whoever he wants, simply because he can.
Well, that's not nice.
(11:42 a.m.) John Doe furtively strikes the Lebedev brothers. Jackson takes a pickaxe.
Hold up. Who writes time like this? Who does that? 11H42. Nexpo. Did you do this?
Hit to the thigh, snapping the femur, and his lap debilitated. Oliver drags Jackson to the darkroom at gunpoint upon performing a suboptimal tourniquet.
I'm waving to Instagram, guys. I'm not just waving to, like, the webcam. I promise. For real, I mean, I guess they were chopping off little boys' family jewels, not just so they can always keep their high notes for choir. Yeah, it's true. I can't argue with that. Me after I exercise at all. Me after I walk 2 feet. Me after I go to the bathroom in the middle of stream.
Jackson is murdered by pickaxe, and the sigil in blood
Not Jackson.
is drawn on the ground.
People were asking me what my job was for a living. I was a banker, guys. I was actually a teller at a bank. That was not fun. No, I was a banker. Oh, Martha.
Oh, Martha, the sole reason I stand before you, narrating my tale, contributing to your futile pursuit of a comprehensible truth, is to convey you his message. He calls you to the lake, your good friend beneath the veil. Visit the drowned city.
Been drowned.
Your failure to heed his warning will bring the same fates upon you and the few living folks you love.
Why was my brother murdered by a pickaxe? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. You know, oftentimes I wonder the same thing about my brother that I don't have. Need alert. What time is in your country? Guys, it's 8:34, but it's so funny. I keep getting asked what time it is in my country.
We return to the dark room.
It's late, but it's not really that late. I mean, it's late for a Monday to be doing this. But I'm gonna be doing this every Sunday, so make sure to come watch me. And we're gonna watch videos together, and we're gonna have a good time.
The bodies
and then
of
Instagram
Jackson and
will
Oliver
ask me
lie in
inappropriate
parallel.
questions, and it'll be a good time.
And in the corner, something stares unquietly.
I don't like the word unquietly. Is that fair? You love me. Well, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching me. Because this is my first stream. This is my first live stream. Yeah. Appreciate it.
In defiance of John's alleged method of murder, the bodies of Jackson and Oliver were found in contradictory conditions. Agents at the scene first observed vascular marbling, skin discoloration, and bloating in both bodies. An autopsy analysis revealed pulmonary injury, insinuating that drowning was the cause of death.
Well, that's not true. Yeah, unquietly is a dumb word.
I can't help but fixate on that bombshell at the very end, because it effectively throws every single thing we learned from this video on its head. Upon arrival, Police did not discover bodies brutally hacked away by a pickaxe. They did not find evidence of death by gunshot. Oliver and Jackson somehow drowned in their home 25 miles from Lake Oakburn.
Hey man.
As an audience, this revelation leaves us with a conundrum. For the past 14 minutes, we've entertained a killer that was never identified as he outlined the murder of 2 people. He describes in detail how he found them, which weapon was used, even the time they died.
Face reveal when?
The autopsy, this never happened.
Well, Instagram chat's over here asking for an elbow
on their true fate, ultimately calling into question the veracity of everything we've seen so far. We witnessed with our own eyes the motivation, the target, the murder, and the corpses, and there's photographic proof that blood trails littered the Lebedev home. This murder definitely happened. So who in the world is lying here?
Conundrums.
I find it interesting that these pieces of evidence, according to Oakburn Opus 1, were hidden from the public. I also find it interesting that after the disappearance of over 1,000 people, the investigation was supposedly rapidly closed. And I also find it interesting that after the call confessing to the murder was made, 2 police vehicles head out to the Lebedev home, yet only one returns. I think John Doe might be a member of the IPD, and I think the sole reason this happened to him is because he set out to the desolate Lake Oakburn to investigate the mass disappearance. The gunshots we hear aren't done by the brothers. They're done by him. The death of the Lebedevs happened exactly as it was described.
Hi, Zach.
After it was reported, the police who arrived there were murdered in cold blood. The only one to return was the killer, the vessel led by the flutist, and he's heading straight back.
I think the
into
camera
heart
froze too.
of this
Hold on, I'm
investigation.
gonna see if I can fix that.
The entire reason Martha Astor is being taunted is because she's the only one taking any interest in Oakburn. Yet John, likely corresponding with her day after day, is always one step ahead in making this case nearly impossible for her to crack. The sigil drawn in blood is the key to the flutist's goal of expansion. That was how he was able to manifest inside their home. That is how he can spread his perimeter of influence, and that is the one goal that John will stop at nothing to execute. At this point, it's unclear how far he's going to take this, but I don't have high hopes for Martha or Itazovic at all.
Guys, I think it's time for a better webcam.
Alright, so there we have it. 4 intensely cryptic videos outlining a phenomenon terrorizing a small mountain town, leading to the unexplainable disappearance of thousands. The only connection? Sigils and shapes hinting at the birth of something sinister and an inexplicable grudge.
Let me know if that's good,
against
guys.
mankind.
The webcam is just so
Now, from what
stupid.
we've seen, this series leaves a ton of questions on the table. Why did the circles target Itazovic? How did the people of Oakburn truly die?
It honestly might be.
What happened to the bodies of the starving 5? What is the reality of this drowned city? What truly happened within the Lebedev home? And what actually happens when cast under the spell of the Oakburn sigil?
Webcam
Now,
good,
this series,
nice.
as it stands, is not over. Given the ending,
You
an
dream
Oakburn
about me?
Opus 3 was teased. However,
Well, thank
due to a lack
you,
of exposure, Red Diamond had put the project on hiatus.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I am intensely
Thank you, guys. I
interested to see
appreciate it.
how this all ties together. And who knows, perhaps this video right here may be the push to make that happen. Even still, though,
Name a
I'm gonna
soup,
do my best to piece everything together here
stuffed
into a
pepper soup.
cohesive story. There are so many moving parts, but I think we're onto something. To me, the story goes like this.
Chicken soups, snake soup. Yeah, stuffed pepper soup. You heard me.
1986.
It's real. That's a real thing.
Itazovic. The town has been afflicted by an otherworldly phenomenon involving circles. It is a regular occurrence, something that happens every year, causing droves of people to fall victim to it.
No, stuffed pepper
Through flashing
soup, not
lights and
salt
strange
and
arcane
pepper soup.
formations forming over their town,
you guys are
the
killing me.
circles seem to transform those obsessed into formless masses of flesh, and bizarrely, their remains are never found. Oddly, throughout both this and the Starving Five, we see remarks hinting at the fact that the residents of Atazavik live in this frustrating ignorance. Not once do they try to understand this phenomenon. All they do is run when they're told, which leaves us to wonder, why? 7 days after Ethan's death, a group of 4 people, Gary Astor, Natasha, Alex Lebedev, and Dmitry Olov, set out to Atazavik, and within just 4 days are met
Google
with a
that.
terrible
I
fate.
promise it's real.
Their engine
Yeah, stuffed
had
pepper soup
died.
is yummy.
Their food
Stuffed
gone.
pepper soup,
Heat
not
becomes a
salt and
luxury
pepper.
as it escapes the cracks of their paper-thin walls.
I kind of want salt.
And
stuffed pepper
most
soup.
harrowing of all,
$20.
something had found them.
I can't say that
A
name,
creature
guys.
in which man cannot comprehend is stalking, luring the weak out of their shelter. Contrary
look like
to
an
conventional
Illuminati
predators,
member?
however, this one isn't doing this to feed. Rather, it seems to be
Maybe.
doing it for
Maybe
pleasure.
I am Illuminati.
Gary Astor's corpse is found, blackened and frozen. Natasha and Alex are never seen again. And Dmitri, he's stripped of his eyesight and forever confined to a frozen purgatory as a horned creature eternally torments him.
Do I like horses? Yeah, I mean, horses are cool, but I mean, horses, they're kind of like, I've never ridden a
Over the
horse,
next 11
but I
years,
think they're cool,
it's likely
you
that
know?
this entity had lied in wait, luring and capturing
Cows are
victims affected by the Atazavik phenomenon. But this wouldn't be the only manifestation of this incomprehensible horror, because as the bodies piled up, something was born into existence.
It was me. I was born.
A
You know,
humanoid manifestation
Okay,
of
so
the creature
my
from
opinion.
the Starving Five.
We got like 8 minutes left. These cheap headphones are killing me. Just so you guys know, I got like super cheap headphones because I wanted to see if I could make it work with my computer. So yeah, these are awful though. We got 8 minutes left of this video essay. I'll be honest, like it's really well made. Like it's a really well made video essay, but I can't get into it. I just can't get into it. I don't know why. But I mean, and it's interesting. It is an interesting video, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if maybe I just don't like the premise, right? I think it's a good video though. I think it is. I mean, the quality of it is good. But it's tough. It's tough to get into. I'm not sure why. Let me know if I'm alone with this. You know, just let me know.
Searches for a key. An ancient monolith adorned with a circle and 9 triangles, as it seems to bear a power, godlike in nature. Now, we know from later on that its name is Marpius, based upon the mythological satyr Marsyas, and we also know that Marsyas was flayed alive, the ultimate humiliation for his hubris. Marsyas, for his entire life,
not alone.
was a laughingstock,
Okay.
something banished to exist as nothing more than a drunken embarrassment to gods themselves. In a way, his story is the ultimate tragedy. He was a jester stripped of any
It really is
humanity
well
he
made.
had,
It is
immortalized
really well made.
as
Like
a
it's a
mistake
really
of
well
nature.
made video.
Marpius, given the caption from the Starving Five, is the very definition of an exiled spirit.
But Nexpo,
and
I
because
love
of his
you, dude,
fate
but
and the
I don't know.
embarrassment he endured, it's likely that he now aims
I like
to
the
do
Lost
the same
Media
to man.
videos a lot.
A pent-up vengeance, per se. Multiple millennia in the making.
And I'll probably recommend it. You know, I'll probably do a review on this tomorrow.
After acclimating to their customs
Yeah,
and
that's exactly.
hypnotizing Oakburn with his
Exactly.
prowess,
It's not
Marpius
gripping me.
reveals his magnum opus, the ultimate awakening.
But yeah,
of
I don't really
ancient
know what's
sigil.
going on either. Like
That
it's
night,
just not.
the
I
atmosphere
don't think this.
of
I think the
thousands of
premise is
people
very interesting.
morphed
The
from
circle
adoration
thing was
to
really cool.
unfettered fear as they all became puppets, guided by the hand of a
But I don't know.
demon
I'm
to
not
walk
like,
straight
ooh,
to their
I'm
death,
locked in. I gotta know.
right into
Yeah, Lost
Lake
Media is
Oakburn.
good. Lost Media is good.
The drowned city, a fate both literal and figurative, seems to be the flutist's own version of hell. An endless damnation stripping you of your humanity as it was done to him, left to exist
January
for as
5th.
long as it takes pleasure in keeping you
Bro,
in
what
tune.
is up with the birthdays? That's my
The
birthday.
people
January
of
5th is my
Oakburn
birthday.
vanished from the face of the earth. Yet they're screaming, pleading, and completely confused, with no one out there to hear them. Six years pass, and an officer from the IPD is investigating at Lake Oakburn. And much like he stated, he heard the flutist's call and went forth to follow it. Unbeknownst to him, however, he becomes
Unbeknownst.
ensnared in his spell. Yet, instead of being killed, he's enlightened with a knowledge man can hardly comprehend on their own before being instilled with one single goal. He's instructed to hunt, to find
But
a
yeah, I
new
mean
set
this.
of
I mean the
victims to
video.
spread his perimeter of influence.
It's good. It really
And
is.
so, 25 miles from Lake Oakburn, he encounters
Don't think
a
I'm
home
like
a
dogging
beacon
on
in the night.
Nexpo.
He brutally murders the Lebedev brothers,
But I think
going
it's-
on to
yeah,
use
it's
their
just-
blood
it's
to
just
draw a
tough.
sigil on the
Yeah.
ground. And this is how Marvpius is able to manifest in the corner. This is how he grows in power. And this is likely the fate that awaits the rest of Itazovic. John Doe,
Itazovic is
after
such
returning to the
such a
IPD, is
cool
leading the
name.
cover-up on the Oakburn case. And Martha Astor fails to realize that he's right in
This
front
is
of
how
her.
you think love is. I think you need more friends, bro. Man, that people are fighting in my
In
chat
a
on
way,
Instagram.
it's come full circle. A town already living in a blissful ignorance, afflicted by a force they can hardly understand, nor try to, is the perfect population to target. Who knows if the Oakburn incident could happen again?
I don't know if the Oakburn incident's
Or
gonna happen
perhaps
again.
it will.
Okay, I don't think there's gonna
And
be
we
circles.
just haven't yet seen it.
Are gonna make everyone an alien and then abduct them. I don't know.
You know, it was only 4 videos, but I feel like we've just ventured into an entire universe that I
It was
desperately
a
want
very
more of.
cool premise.
Akin to The Witch, Antlers,
Very cool. 4 videos that we talked about in this. I didn't talk about them, obviously. I'm just, reacting to him talk about the videos. It's kind of like Inception in a way. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's that called? What are those called? Guys, you guys help me out, okay? It's when they're like fake stories, but they're made to be real. I don't know. Help me out, chat. I know you guys will help me, but I don't know. I mean, it's cool. It was a cool premise. It just, I don't know.
even tinges of Hereditary. The atmosphere on display here is masterclass, and I cannot wait to see where this story goes.
I look
from
like a
here.
Roblox
The
YouTuber?
Vanishing
No,
of Oakburn
I
is
do
a tale
not.
that I truly believe is one of the most unique, haunting, and cryptic that I have ever seen. It's an atmospheric, folk horror tale with hints of Lovecraftian influence that truly lends to a type of horror that I've not yet seen in the analog horror genre. In my opinion, Red Diamond has truly crafted something special here, and the beauty of it is that this story is far from over. So many questions remain, and I'm thrilled to see how future entries fill in the gaps and give us clarification on things we may have missed. Marvpius, the demonic manifestation of evil and hatred, even still
Cake
remains
flavor?
a mystery. And so too with
I'm
the Drowned
basic.
City,
I
the
like
vessels,
vanilla.
the
I'm
conflicting
sorry.
evidence, the potential cover-up,
I love
and the
vanilla cake.
entire existence of an otherworldly phenomenon just living within their world. There is so much to unpack here, and I am intensely eager to see where it's headed. Please, please go over and give Red Diamond some love
Please do
and tell him I
this.
sent you.
He
And
only has
believe me when I
703
tell you
subscribers,
that when
bro.
other
I
entries
don't
come out
even
of this
post
project,
YouTube videos. I almost
I'll
have
be
700
seated right here.
subscribers. Not
Same
flexing,
place,
but just
same
just
time.
saying.
for part 2.
But I like Korean cake. Korean cake is very good. I don't think it's vanilla that I like. I don't even know what flavor that is, to be honest. Anyways, cool video. Not my favorite Nexpo video. But it was good. It was still a good video. I love how Nexpo sets the tone. He sets the environment. It's really good. But yeah, not my favorite video by him. But anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna end the live here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be going live and doing this every single Sunday. It's kind of like my New Year's resolution. You know, I'd love this to be like something I do full time. Make sure to tune in for real. I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's fun to watch these. This might get edited into a YouTube video. You never